Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got the live Deerfield cam up, and man, what a beautiful blue color that is today. Uh, I love this cam, actually. Look at all the bait fish out there. I haven't fished in like 2 months. I'm actually looking forward to getting out there, and there's a little cuda right there swimming by. And as you can see, the bait fish are wary of the kudas, and as they should be, as we all should be aware of predators out there. The world's a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. That's Albert Einstein, and that's very, very true. Kind of, the reason for my title of a $25,000 reward. Well, a $25,000 reward for what? Well, I think that is a good thing to ask. Excuse me, I'm still dealing with this Critter 19 thing a little bit, just the vestiges of it, but overall I feel pretty good. Besides that, let me get into what I was talking about, is a $25,000 reward. And I'm thinking about offering publicly a $25,000 reward for a whistleblower. I'm not quite sure what the legalities of that are, and whether I could, a whistleblower of some sorts that could bring forth evidence that is used in a court, whether it's a civil court or a criminal court. I'd prefer a criminal court, actually, to some degree, but someone that could come up with physical data and evidence that would be used, and that would be the premise behind it. I would pay 25 grand for someone that had evidence, a whistleblower that came up with evidence that was used in a court case to prove that the silver prices are manipulated by the big commercial shorts, as Ted Butler talks about, and a lot of other people way smarter than myself talk about. And they have the evidence in the COT reports, but I'd sure like to see some kind of internal whistleblower at the CME group somewhere or somehow. And I'm not sure if it's someone that's working with the CME group, inside the CME group, outside the CME group. Let me know what you think of this. How would you structure a reward for 25 grand if you were really interested in getting a whistleblower that had just like damning evidence right from the CME group that this manipulation does occur? Well, we know it does, but we need evidence of that, and we also need a whistleblower that can provide evidence of that. Let me know what you think in the comment section here. Meanwhile, I love the quote, "The world is a dangerous place," and we all know that. I mean, just take a look here. All these little bait fish swimming around here. Let me see, we'll get that. There you go. They're all aware of that. Aren't we all? Well, let me move into spot prices here, kind of sideways. I mean, where is gold right now? About the same place it has been for the last week or so after it's suffered. Well, if you think about it, gold hasn't taken the hit like silver. Gold, what 1950, the high was nearing that $2,000 mark for a little bit, but on a percentage level, sitting at 1850, not too bad. Silver is a metal that has really got monkey hammered the most, and of course, again, just pure sheer fucking manipulation. We all know this. 28.85 right now, the current price 22. We're sitting at 21.50 to $22 range. There's no good reason that silver is this cheap, folks. None at all. But no less, this is what my question about the $25,000 reward is all about. Hey, can we go out there and maybe offer that kind of money with the right terms set forth that encourages someone that does have the ability to provide information like that in a court case, again, whether it's civil or criminal, to actually get a conviction? Wouldn't you pay 25 grand for that? I'm certain I would. I'd love to see it happen. I'd back up a whistleblower like that, damn sure. But again, before someone goes out and makes a $25,000 offer for that kind of information, what are the caveats? What are the requirements that you would ask for? Let me know in the comment section below, because I think it's pretty important. I love hearing from you guys anyway, and comment section here is the best way to do it. Again, not much. Silver in the same exact range, gold in the same exact range. We're still in that probably 85 to 1 ratio to gold and silver, which again implies that either silver is too cheap or gold's too expensive. I kind of go more side with the fact that silver is too cheap. Platinum, take a look at that, $995, nearing that $1,000 mark. Platinum making a move Again, platinum has been like a canary in the gold or a canary in the coal mine, as far as I'm concerned, because before gold and silver started just really tanking, platinum had already been there and sat at that sub 900 level, and then kind of sat in the 950 level while gold and silver were hitting their bottoms here, which I believe they have. I, I can't see sub $21 silver. But again, you just never know. You can't you can't underestimate the depravity of these people. I think that would be the right word to use. I'm not even sure if I pronounce it depravity. Well, okay, I'm good with that. Take a look at Palladium 2, 1988. Love the comment section from yesterday where someone was talking about that the car companies will go from palladium to platinum and switch the metals they use in the catalytic converters for gasoline motors and diesel motors and such. And that's kind of what I would think. If I was in the automotive industry and it wasn't a big deal to switch from a catalytic converter that used palladium to platinum, you would do that right now. And we'll get into that. I'll take a look at the comment section and see if I can find that. And well, let's take a look, just kind of like sideways. Great opportunity for a lot of us to buy the dips here. And again, that's kind of the way you have to look at this. When you've got these sideways movements and these down movements, it provides a good opportunity to buy the dips. For the rest of us that have already bought dips, you're already bought into precious metals, you've already kind of hedged yourself against this falling dollar. You go fishing. Go to the beach. Don't worry about it. I've seen this for a long time. Gold is, my feeling is the next level for gold is $2,500. The next level for silver is definitely over 35, 40 bucks an ounce. And I'm thinking 50 bucks plus an ounce. But silver, gosh damn, one of the most beat down metals. And again, why would someone like me offer or want to offer a $25,000 reward for a true whistleblower that could blow the lid off everything? That's why, because I truly believe that this market, like Ted Butler and like a lot of people smarter than me, is so fucking manipulated. And this would be a great place to start the battle against the crooks at Crimex on this whole deal. And you know my opinion about this. I put the phone numbers out for the CME out there. I've told you to call them, and I continue to encourage that. Keep calling them and keep asking them questions. I wanted to say busting balls, but I'm not quite sure how that can be construed legally. So let's not say busting balls, but let's just say, you got to keep the pressure on these people. That's the CME group, the CFTC. And I know some of you get disgusted and but continuing to make these calls, continuing to keep the pressure on them is real important. I'll probably go back to posting their phone numbers again and letting you know to give these guys a call and an email. Well, hey, let's move into the 24-hour charts and see what's happened since last night. I'm going to do a quick refresh here. And where is my refresh button? And oh my gosh, I'm losing it. There's the XE button right there. We're going to do that. There we go. Okay, refreshed. There's today's green line. We won't talk about yesterday, as you can see, kind of a downward trend from that 1850 range into the 1835 range, where we saw it up in the Crimex New York markets this morning. Take a look at that, 1830 to 1845. And I believe that silver prices are manipulated very heavily. I think it's a lot harder for these big commercial shorts to manipulate the price of gold because of a couple reasons. Because central banks own gold across the world. The world's elite own gold. Gold is it's the money of the rich. You know what I'm saying? It's the money of the elite. Silver, whole different story. Highly manipulated market, much smaller market than the gold price. And therefore, I think that's why the commercials that control, the commercials that manipulate the silver market have the ability to do that because it's such a smaller marketplace than the gold market. But no less, take a look at this. Gold looking very good in the morning, hanging into the 1850 range, and that's where we are. I think we've definitely, without a doubt, can say that we built a solid base at 1800 for quite some time in the price of gold. Again, for some reason, my mind just screams 2500, 2500, 2500. I don't have a crystal ball, but for my feeling that the next leg that we take up, the next level that we'll sit at some point, and we'll surpass it maybe, and probably above 2,500. But just something tells me that gold is easily worth 2,500 bucks an ounce. That's just a gut feeling. That's just an opinion. That really doesn't mean much, folks. Just take it for what it is. Silver the same way. I think silver is easily a $75 an ounce metal, $125 an ounce metal. I think at these prices in 20 and 30 bucks an ounce, it's just absolutely fucking insanely, absurdly, stupidly low for a commodity that is so used, so invested in, and such a small above ground availability. Well, anyways, you know my opinion. You feel the same way if you're watching these videos. 21.40 ranging up in that $22 mark, and again 21 to 22, this 50-cent range we've kind of been hanging on to. As I said, if you look at the gold and silver to ratio, it's at least 85 to 1. I'm not quite sure, 86 to 1, 85 to 1, right in that range. But a couple things. You either think that gold is too cheap, gold is too expensive at 1840, 1850 range, or you think that silver is too cheap at this 2150 range. I kind of choose to believe that silver is far too cheap at this 21 range. Way oversold, way over manipulated, and a lot of things going on out there. As I said, people were talking about the COMEX markets, SLV markets kind of being drained. Let's move into Dow Jones down 100 to death by 1,000 cuts with the stock market at some point. I think someone said, Kramer said the other day, that we're in a bull market within a bear market, whatever the hell that means, Kramer. So, yeah, I think some dead cat bounces you'll see, and I think that most of the time you're going to see the Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ in the green is a result of federal and Fed, central bank, and U.S. government intervention by the plunge protection team, which is just type plunge protection team in your Google. I'm so tired of saying this, but this is who manipulates these markets as well. Remember, the Dow Jones, the S&P, and NASDAQ real estate market, the darling. That's a darling of the U.S. American investment groups. You know what I'm saying? Where all the money goes into the Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, and people's homes. That's the largest amount of money goes into those areas. Now, we can talk about crude oil, we can talk about oil and commodities traders and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, the largest the largest traders in commodities out there are big commercials, speculative positions, managed money. But anyways, this market is on its way down. I don't know where it's going to. What do you think? Is the Dow going to go down to 25,000? We're looking at 32 right now. Again, death by 1,000 cuts. Is the S&P going to go down below 4th? I'm sure the S&P is going to go down even further, and NASDAQ as well. But I don't know much about those markets. Just my gut feeling. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. John Adams, Conquering Silver Market Manipulation. Highly recommend you read this article. This is why I like gata.org. They post articles like this by, John Adams, as good as gold Australia, writes that silver market manipulation goes beyond the futures markets to corrupt the physical market, where supply is also exaggerated by enterprises that claim to sell metal they don't have and possess. This goes beyond what Ted Butler talks about. Ted Butler talks about mostly the big commercial shorts, and I talk about this as well because, again, I believe that in the CRIMEX markets is where most of the price discovery is made, and that's the most manipulated market by the big commercial shorts that Ted Butler talks about, that we've been talking about for a long time. If you're not familiar with that and you're new to these videos, just type in Ted Butler commercial shorts silver, and you should find some articles out there that'll explain it to you way better than I can. But no less, this article talks about perhaps the future market to corrupt physical markets, where supply also is exaggerated by enterprises that sell claims to metals they don't actually possess. Now, again, I don't think Ted Butler delves into that. I think a lot of people believe that the SLV ETF is a lot of the silver that is claimed to be backed on the SLV is just silver that's owned by other people, like 100 to 1 or something like that. I've heard so many different claims on that. I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but very good article by Adams Economics. I recommend that you read this. Professional economist And again, I think he's done a good job making a case here at how manipulated the price of silver is, given current macroeconomic context, geopolitical context, the price experience in non-precious commodities, silver market manipulation. He talks about who, when, and where. Listen, I'm not one for telling you, giving you homework. Who likes homework? But I highly recommend. Here, take a look. There it is right there. Type that in, adamseconomic.com, post / conquering silver markets manipulation, and read this by John Adams, professional economist. I think the man nailed it right here. Again, I'd read this to you, but we're going to spend the next 20 minutes. So here's what it's not homework, but suggested reading. So definitely take a look at this. Pause my screen right here, type this into your browser, and read this gentleman's article. It talks about some things besides what Ted Butler talks about, which is the big commercial short positions that manipulate these markets. This talks about that the silver that some people are laying claim to that exist out there don't really exist. Again, some good numbers here. Big kudos to John Adams, professional economist, on that. And again, recommended reading. ZH out here. Excuse me. Man, I'm telling you, folks, you couldn't write this stuff. You're not going to read this in Bloomberg. You're not going to read this in Wall Street Journal. You're not going to read this. And I know some people say, well, listen, this is one of those more fringe bloggy type news hubs. But, it's true. A lot of the stuff that we read here, I mean, you couldn't write this. We're living in a bizarre world. Nightmare has ended and Shanghai opens after 2 months of that. And you know what? Let's just ignore this tonight, because I'd rather have you go do something interesting, like when the sun's going down on the East Coast right here. It's probably a good time to go flip some lines into the pond or river or ocean that you live near, or perhaps go take a nice walk in the evening or something like that. So let's not talk about this stuff right here, and this stuff that's self-created by these idiots that are running this country right now and running the world economically and politically. What's the best deals out there? Same thing, folks. You know me. I'm a local precious metal dealer here in South Florida. So if you live in South Florida, and I'm the guy to come see when it comes to precious metals, rare coins, and other things. And what's the best deal out there? The best deal out there is still gold bars. After that, I would say Krugerrands, Maples, Eagles. Gold has the product availability on gold is much better than silver. The premiums on gold is much better than silver. And when we get into the silver, the best deals are still 100-ounce bars, kilo bars, 10-ounce bars, and 1-ounce bars. 90% constitutional is just fucking wow. The price of it is just crazy. I think the wholesale buy price is like $5 or $6 plus per ounce right now. I mean, and you know what the reason is? That it's so popular. 90% is so popular. Constitutional silver so popular, and they're not making any more of it. Remember, they can only make so many 1964 dimes, so there is a limited quantity of 90% out there, constitutional silver, and that's why the premium is so high. Does it make it better? It does not, folks. It just says that at this point it's more popular and the product's not available. Best deal out there, again, 100%, I'm telling you, is 100-ounce bars, kilo bars, 10-ounce bars, and 1-ounce bars. You can buy them almost for half the price or near half the price of what you pay for 90%. And I love 90% for the longest damn time. It was the best deal out there, but it's not anymore. So if you live in South Florida, remember, come and see me at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. I've been doing this since, I was a kid, a second-generation dealer. I started working for my father in 1977. I'm just kind of reminiscing now. By the way, my father's doing pretty well so far, for those of you that know my little saga going on. And my father's the guy that trained me with all this stuff as well, so that's why I have such great respect for him. Well, let me move along from here, because I am getting a little bit froggy-brained. That's what I've been saying. The critter definitely affected my brain a little bit. Just tired me out. Lost 5 pounds, too. I don't know if that happened to you, but again, happy I got it over with, and I'm sure those of you that have been through it, happy you got it over with as well. Yesterday's video, ready for some silver side up. I'd like to thank, thank you, Mr. Awesome. Appreciate that. Mr. Matthews, James, Platinum Coins. I still think Platinum's a great deal at this level. Paul Wega, hey, thank you as well. Lots of love to you, my friend, as well. And I appreciate all the good wishes and all the, gosh darn, man. I don't know, man. People say that YouTube communities can be a little tough, but you guys are great. I mean, the commenters out here, even the guys that kind of like, don't agree with me all the time and stuff. What a civil bunch of people that I have watching my videos, or at least commenting. Thank you very much. 1 ounce of coin shop, T Silver Stack. Hey, T the Silver Stacker. I love that guy. He's great, man. I wish that he could. Hey, T, if you're ever in South Florida and you retire down here, you can come and run my store for me. I love your enthusiasm. And there's not, I can teach you everything that you need to know about buying and selling bullion and doing all this stuff. So when you're ready to retire, T, let me know. And if you're not watching, someone you can forward that comment. He's such a cool guy. I really like him. His videos are so awesome. Welchco, I watched it, and that was actually very cool video. It's nothing shameless about that, Welco. And Old Marine Silver Stackers, I think he actually had a very good assessment. I did look at it, I did watch it, and I'm cool with sharing stuff here in the comment section. I really am. And this is all about sharing the knowledge that we all have and sharing with each other and trying to make, because I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to visit my store, and I hope you do visit a local store and keep that money local. But a lot of viewers on YouTube, on my YouTube channel here, don't live near me, are never going to be able to do business with me because, again, I don't do online business unless you come to Florida. But it's about sharing too as well. And I think that, like me sharing this kind of stuff with a lot of people out there and yourselves, even if you don't buy from me and you buy from your local dealer, I think it's an enrichment of our community as a whole. Oh man, maybe I'm getting all loopy right now, but hang on one second here. Let me take a sip of my. Actually, I got a little glass of wine here tonight. And oh man, all right, let's move along here. Thank you for watching there. I appreciate your comments there, Welco, and I did watch that. KS says, not to argue, Platinum Freak here. Shit, what's not to be freaky about platinum, man, with the prices that it is? I mean, sub $1,000 platinum. It's a rare fucking metal. I mean, come on, it's used in a lot of industries, and I just think it's way cheap, and it has been for a while. Thanks for watching, KS. Who 3-1. Ted Stuff, you believe the controller, we don't. And I agree 100%, can't argue with that. Spend Duda, they will get theirs in the end. I agree with that. Temporary says, hey Brian, remember you talking about the revaluation currency? It used to take 2,015 rubles to buy 1 ounce of gold. Now it takes 140. Interesting how that works out, isn't it? Temporary. And yeah, we're on the same page. I agree with you 100%. MFB says, heard half the registered silver is left at COMEX. These are interesting things. I'm waiting to see what Ted Butler says about the registered silver at COMEX and what's going on in his next report. The last one I read was the 28th. I shared a little bit of that report with you last night. And by the way, hey, listen, I never say this, but don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. I appreciate that as well. Michael says, if the stock market crashed in October, what will gold and silver do? Go down and then take off? Well, in 2008, when the whole market just took a giant shit, and we all remember that, they called that the, what do they call that? The Great Crash of 2008. Gold and silver also took a giant 20% correction or more. But again, premiums, you couldn't buy the real stuff. You had to, premiums were super high, even higher than they were recently. Gold Eagles were spot plus $200 when gold was like 750, 800 at its low at that point. So, it's tough to say, man. When the whole system kind of shuts down, especially in a system that is run by people that don't want it to shut down, all bets are off on what can happen. But I can tell you one thing that, you're going to want to own gold and silver, a certain amount of gold and silver, in my opinion, as a hedge against these collapses and these And at some point, we're going to see gold and silver just do stupid stuff. All right, you're going to wake up and you're going to say, "Holy crap! What is silver doing? What is gold doing?" Anyway, BS Detective says, the bullshit detective says this year. I think he's questioning what the price of gold and silver will do. BS Detective, I mean, you think about it. One thing that you know, and that I know, Mr. BS Detective, is no matter what happens, you're never going to wake up and hear that your gold and silver went bankrupt. You're never going to wake up and hear that it's become worthless. You're never going to, and you can't say that about, basically, you can't say that about Apple stock. You can't say that about bonds. You can't say that about treasuries. You can't say that about dollars. You can't say that about pesos or Venezuela bolivars. So it is a solid security. And I'm not quite sure how to put that, but you know that as well as I do. But when? That's the big question. I wish I knew that. When is silver going to make that move to $50, $75? I think silver's $125 per ounce metal. I really do. In reality, I believe it's $125 per ounce metal based on inflation and based on all the other products and what things cost now and what the reality of the situation is. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching Bullshit Detective. Appreciate your comments as well. Silverliner says any Friday off work is good Friday. I agree. Thank you for commenting. Thank you. Kitco's chart app on 3 days invaluable. To repeat itself. Wait for it. Wait for it. Interesting, tree climber. And blah, blah, blah says, some cam sex there. Anyway, sorry about that. It should remove that, and I'm going to do that right now in front of you. Not this time, Joe Schmo. And is platinum going to go back up? Of course. Yeah, I like platinum. My gut feeling says that. What do you think? Yeah, I'm here. I think you wouldn't ask that question if you didn't think it was either. Well, hey, let's move into the quote of the year for me, which is think for yourself and question authority. Yes, I am feeling a little bit better, although I'm still a little brain froggy. I kept trying to say the word brain fog, and I kept saying brain frog, so I definitely know I'm brain froggy for sure. But, of course, think for yourself, question authority, and keep those brain cells firing like I have. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metal. If you live in South Florida, I'm the guy to come see when it comes to precious metals. I can beat all the local guys down here, and I can also beat the 800-pound gorillas online as well. And listen, again, thanks for watching. Hope you hit that subscribe and like button, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.